skin allergies, are less prone to allergic blah blah. It's highly projective and associated with the planet Mars, so for the Roman god of war. As such, it should come to as no surprise that wearing stainless steel can be a little like donning a spiritual armor. If you're looking to protect yourself from psychic attacks, extreme negativity, or anything that would suck the energy right out of you, stainless steel is a good option.
Really? Mm-hmm. Huh. That's pretty cool.
So, you got two things that could... Like, the spiritual values in those are the three things in the bullets that I read earlier. So, copper, if it's made out of copper, maybe copper bullets are more into that type of thing. The other one blocks psychic type stuff, and then the one, it promotes. So, different ones, those are all different metals, and it's not like it's... Some of them, it kind of sounds like it was blocking the spiritual type area, because it was, stopping the psychic, this, that, and the other. But... some of them are like spiritual growth and things like that. So you would think those type of bullets would actually make it more. I do have one gun story that I did like. From the collection of Adolph McKellish of Monroe, Louisiana, who has been a lifelong passionate collector of firearms with particular interest in Remington. His historic Remington Model 8 rifle had been used by Deputy Prentice Oakley in the ambush of Bonnie Parker and Clyde Barrow. Oakley, a superb marksman, used this rifle to shoot Clyde Barrow and is believed to also shot Bonnie Parker. The gun had carried a pre-sale estimate of $50,000 to $150,000 and sold for $69,000. When consigning to the gun, Adolph had related that an old and great personal friend of his has passed away many years ago, and in his will left the gun to him, knowing that he had admired it so much. The widow, in presenting the gun, had explained to Adolph that the gun was haunted and would shoot by itself. Adolph is an ardent shooter, and shortly after getting the gun, one day decided to take it out and shoot. After loading it, the gun automatically fired by itself, scared him enough so that he put it in his gun room and vowed to never shoot it again. Within a week or so, a relative of his recently departed friend showed up at the door demanding that the rifle should have been given to him, and Adolph, not wishing hard feelings, simply gave the gun up. But 2 weeks later, the relative came back and decided that Dolph should have the gun. Dolph always suspected that the relative had experienced the same mysterious automatic firing of the gun that Dolph had. Nonetheless, Dolph went back to the widow and paid what he left was a fair price for the gun to avoid any further complications. The gun, it was one of Dolph's earlier acquisitions. Anyways, and it had always been a great source of pride for him and was the subject of numerous magazine articles.
That's kind of crazy. The ones that I looked up, because I went on, it was hard for us, like we said, to look this up. But I do want to throw something out to you. On numerous battlefields down here in Virginia and in Gettysburg and places like that, some of the things that they say is that you can hear the gunshots. You can hear the cannon. Heck, we hear the story of Avenel down in Bedford. They say that they hear something that sounds like a cannon pretty much the same time every day. And somebody actually was able to catch that. And you'll go places, Gettysburg, you hear shots, you hear, the gunfire, and you hear the cannons. Now that's a haunting.
There's
That's
a whole story on a spray of, it wasn't a spray, but it was a crazy bullet. What is it? Like, it was just a random fire, and it went through a door and shot somebody. And
are you talking about JFK?
No. It was in Pennsylvania when we went there,
Mm-hmm.
and we were on the big battlegrounds.
Yeah.
There's a whole big story. She was a civilian.
Oh,
she
yeah.
was the only one.
It's the one that started the war, whatever, the lady or something. She actually, she said somebody's going to die today or something like that, and it came through the door or something and killed her. And on her gravestone it says she did what she could, and that was Ashley's life motto after that.
Mm-hmm.
Was her name Virginia? Something?
It was something like that, yeah.
Anyway, we did a live on it and stuff like that. It was pretty cool. We got to go to her grave and stuff. It's pretty neat that you could hear this. You could see the guys in the regiments. Like, there's videos of getting footage on the battlefields. When you go and you look, you expect it to look different, but you are just setting up on these places and you're looking down, and it's not fields like we got fields here. Fields here, you got hay in them, things like that. These are fields that have more rocks in them. and it just looks a little different than what you would think it would look. But it was a really cool experience to go there. We didn't hear any gunshots, but just imagine how much that people do hear, and they do, interact with that. And those are haunted guns, the sounds of those. And a lot of times we hear shots and things like that, in different situations.
It's kind of different, like going somewhere else and they're like, oh, it's Battles of Gettysburg, it's this place, it's that place. Where we're from, it's if you walk outside, then you're pretty much in a battle zone. It's not a big deal. I drive by one every day, and it's just
the Hanging Rock.
Yeah.
So what I found, I actually went to forums, gunboards.com, because I was like, I'm not pulling anything. And this is kind of cool because this guy put in quotation mark Hamet, and then he named the gun, which I can't pronounce it, so we're not going to go there. It was like a post on another thread had been on my mind. A few folks posted that they had weapons that had strange auras about them. When holding and handling these things, I can never get past the question, what did this rifle see or do? At times, I can handle some that, although identical to others, seem to have negative vibes from them. And he thinks, what did the rifle do or see? At times I've handled some that he was saying they have negative. And he's asking, his question on this forum was, do you ever feel like anything is haunted? And somebody said, I kind of feel that, true, my 1940 such and such, rifle, he says it feels different. And then this one guy goes in to say that, he found something in his gun, on Halloween or whatever. But this one guy told the story of how he had a Musser 1939 nice shape bought for a walk-in at a show. All matching. I had it for about a year and sold it off. The guy I sold it to kept it for 3 weeks. He said it was creepy, and I'm not joking. Cleaning it was okay, just like any other rifle. But every time I shot it, scary sound of music, this guy's being funny. He was like, I could feel an unfriendly presence. Felt like there was someone right behind me over my right shoulder, very close, and he was pissed that I was shooting his rifle. The hair on my neck came up a few times. It really bothered me, so I sold it off. In my defense, I didn't try to get over that feeling. I did try to get over that feeling one year, but it didn't work. And he's saying that was his story and he was sticking to it. So could you imagine if there was something attached to a gun and you shot it and you could feel them around you or something? That's kind of crazy.
Well, I mean, think about, there's people that love these guns and that's their life, their guns.
Well, yeah. Like I posted on our Instagram, which please guys, if you want to, you can follow us on Instagram. We're the Connor Sisters. But when this one guy, when I posted this, he said, I could see where this would happen. Some people, they want to keep their guns.
Like they want to keep it in the family. They want to keep it. This is like good times that they go hunting together with, and like they even make their own guns. So why wouldn't that be something that follows? And then you think about it on the victim end. This is the last thing that some of them are seeing is the barrel of this gun.
Exactly.
And it's taking your life away in a second. So why wouldn't you hunt the gun? I mean, that wouldn't be my choice, but...
Well, okay, let's talk about attachments just for a second before I keep going with some of these. Attachments is when a spirit gets attached to an object because there's been some significance. Like Ashley was saying, they've been killed by it, they've had it, and they loved it. Some emotion is attached to that. So this is how you would have an attachment. So it makes sense with guns. I recently got one for Christmas. And I got my finger stuck in it. It's a 9mm and I was bringing it back. And when I did, somehow I still got scars from that, man. Look at that. My finger, the meat on my middle finger got stuck in the chamber.
She almost took her tattoo off.
I did. I got a Connor sister tattoo on my middle finger.
The Can sister.
Yeah, it would have been a Can sis. So I actually had to come over and try to pull it back while I tried to get my finger out. That was and it was crazy because it didn't hurt until my finger was released, and then
the blood rushed in.
Yeah, and I did, and it did it in a smiley face. That was so weird. I was like, oh my God, this is so weird. It actually pinched it so hard that, it broke the skin and stuff. But it didn't hurt while I was sitting there. I was like, hey, can you just come get this off? But I did, and I could see where people would be. Ashley totes around a gun. Ashley, you still got that gun in your car?
I think so. I don't know where it is.
She ain't got no bullets. She Barney Fife,
I
man.
got upset one time. I'm not going to tell you the whole story, but it was
Oh,
funny.
Lord.
I'm not going to tell you the whole story because it would sound like I'm a horrible person. I got mad and I was trying to shoot something, and I got pissed off, and a damn gun jammed, so I just threw the fucking gun. I threw the gun at what I was trying to shoot. I was like, fuck that. I threw the gun. Yeah.
Oh, my God, that's hilarious.
Just imagine I was high on medications, and I was out there just pew, 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 God damn it, just throwing it at stuff. Yeah, that's real great. But I think I do still have that gun in the car, I think.
She does. Sometimes she digs out from underneath. She ain't got no bullets in those, so feel free. It's okay.
Shut
She's
up,
not
don't
armed.
tell them that.
Oh, my Lord.
I'll pistol whip your ass. I'll throw it at you.
Somebody else came on and said I had an old K98K bayonet that he says his wife says is evil. She will not shoot it. She says that it has some bad mojo on it.
Just think about all the people that got shot with guns and are trying to tell their story of how they got killed.
Oh, this one's crazy.
And suicide. What about suicide?
Yeah, exactly. And then, I don't know. That's just crazy,
I have a really long list of all the celebrities that got killed by guns, and Kurt Cobain. I thought he had a drug overdose, but apparently not.
No, I thought he killed himself.
He did kill himself, but he's on the gun list.
Yeah. Well, he had to do it somehow.
Well, I thought it was just drugs. He just overdosed.
No, I don't think so. This other one was really cool because he was telling how he had a 2-car garage loaded full of fins. I guess that's a type of gun. And every time he went down the stairs, he felt like he had interrupted something. Over 200 voices going at it. Over the years, they were sold off, and he said not without regret. But it's like
they talked to each other?
When he went downstairs, it was like he was interrupted, and he could just hear voices talking. Yes.
Like, was it multiple guns, and the guns each had a voice?
Yeah. No, he said he had a lot of guns.
Of voice in one.
No, he had a lot of guns, and he said he sold them off one by one, and he regrets that. But when he went downstairs, it was like he was interrupting conversations and stuff. Yeah, that's fucked up, isn't it?
That's kind of scary, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, did he just did only some of them had voices, and then he kept on selling until he could figure out? Did he stick his head up to each gun and was like, is this the one talking? Or they all had voices, and did he ever buy guns afterwards?
Well, let's just think about it. What if it was all the people that gun had killed? Maybe that's what was, they were linked to it because of that.
Were they all saying the same thing or just conversation?
No, he just said that he felt like he was interrupting them and stuff.
Was it like, look at this asshole coming down here? Oh, God.
This one guy said that he owned a rifle and he knew that it was odd because it was colder than anything else. The gun was. And he said that it was always cold. He said that when you put it up to the other ones, he's like, he thought that he bought a cursed rifle to go to the next. He didn't want to sell it to give it to somebody else to keep going and stuff. But he said that it always jammed and everything. And he said that he could feel the difference.
You know what? You have some situation. Just make it the best you can. A hot summer day, just get naked and put that gun on your body and cool you down. Oh. Make sure it's not loaded, but
Oh God, hold on. Somebody said that they had I don't know, something. It said the thing wouldn't allow me to take pics, and it gives a vibe to my entire family. I've owned it since I was 13, and this is the first one that even feels different. I also get the feeling of something being pissed. Someone else has their rifle. I let a friend take it so he could use it before buying himself one, and without knowing about it, hold on a second, and without knowing about it, told me he and his wife got the same vibe off of it. So there are guns out there. This is just a little handful that I found on that forum. So there are definitely guns out there that people just don't talk about. I mean, so it does happen, guys. So be careful when you're picking out your gun.
Like we were saying earlier, it was like the John Wayne theory of that the manly people don't want to believe there's that type of area out there. Mm-hmm. But if you think about it, what if you had a messed up spirit connected to a gun, and it was like telling you to shoot people?
Yeah, That's what. Well,
Damn it,
look
I
at
should have
all
looked
the.
that up. See if there was any claims that the gun told him to do it. Like the dog told him to kill people, that one son of Sam. What if a gun told you to do it?
Well, I mean, look at all the shootings.